everybody, welcome back to my channel, and this is me, your friend Pawani, and you are watching Shashiprabha show. Welcome back, and today I had brought you the English grammar section, that is a story writing. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and also click on the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I am coming live or when we are posting our new videos. Okay, so come on, quickly like the session, subscribe to my channel. So let's start the session. So you all know that this grammar session is so much important session, right? So many of the times you all faces of so much of difficulties to write a story, right? Because we don't know that how much marks will be coming, right? What is the story and what we are adding something in the story first of all, right? So I have brought the one-stop solution of it. So let's start. So in today's class we will just study the story, means story, all the comparison and everything about the story we will study in today's class, and today itself this lesson will be absolutely completed. Okay, so you all can clear the doubts easily if you are having any doubt in the sessions. Okay, so now, so what you have to do, you have to be in our channel and watch this video till the end to understand more about stories. Okay, so let's start with the topic which we are going to cover in today's class. So we will be covering the first topic, that is what is story. The second one topic is elements of story. The third one is the guidelines of story. The fourth one is a story chart, and next we will have the summary. So I know that you all will enjoy the today's session, right? So let's start. Now, what is the story, right? So let me tell you that a story is the telling of an event. Means we are referring the story which is something, an event. Either it is true or it is fictional. Okay, so we are expressing in such a way that the listener means when we are reading the story, the listener should have experience or it should learn something from that. So just by the fact of the story, means we can say that one of the couple get capsized, right? So those topics, when we will write the story, after reading, then while we will read, the listener should get interest on it, and that listener should learn something through that story. That's the important thing of the story is. Okay, so now let's see that a story is more. A story means what? A story means a transferring information. First thing, okay, it means transferring information, the experience, the attitude, or a point of a view, Okay, clear everyone? Now this story means every story will have what? A teller and the listener, and you should write the dialogues which is the teller and listener listens. So these are means most important things in the story, and the story are told to what? To interest in it, right? We are seeing the stories to get interest in that, and to get entertained or to get something to teach us, right? We used to listen to the story, we used to write the story, and this is so much important in the grammar, isn't it? So now let's see what are the elements of the good story. Now what do you mean by a good story? Good story is nothing but a story which is having the good values, good interest, good entertainment and everything. So we should have some of the elements that we could get in the good story. So let's see the first of that. The first one is the, okay, let me take all these. Okay, so first one is about the moral. Now everyone, please listen this. Whenever you are making that story, you should have an outline of this. So what's moral? The moral is in the last. You should have the outline. You should have the outline of the story. Okay, because this is so much important that if you are getting any topic, any of the things, you should have what? You should have the outline of that, because when you are making the outline, then you will get easier to define or to write this story, right? So the first thing is that you have to prepare the outline. Now you have to make it into the plot, means whenever you are going to make the outline, you have to plot that from there to here will be this much will be the part which I am going to discuss in this story and many things. Okay, The third thing is the order. Means if you will say that, if you had, just suppose you have made the outline of the story that once a man gets up, he goes to the he used to do the bathrooms, and then he will come back, then he will eat the breakfast, and then that will go, that the ram will go on. If we can consider the ram as the boy, he used to wake up early in the morning, he used to do the exercise, and he used to do the then he will be freshening up, and then he will be going to the breakfast, and then he will go to the school. This is a perfect order of it. But if you learn, the ram gets up, then he used to go to the then he used to take the breakfast, then he used to go to the washroom, then he will study, then he will go to the school, then he will come, then again he will go. No, this is not a correct order, right? You should have a correct order of the story. That's why we are preparing the outlines of this story. So you have to make the order wise things. You should have everything in a proportion, that if the ram is saying something in a great way, so Sham should also say something in a equal proportions. So everyone, means you have to use the languages, you have to make the dialogues in such a way that the listener could experience those things, that you could imagine those things while you are telling on that story, right? You should have a dialogue, you should have a correct language, there should be no mistake in the language in the correct or a good story. You should have the tone, you should have the characters, you should have the setting of the story, and at last, the most important thing, you should have the moral of the story. The moral is something which will tell you that what is the thing you get the moral. Sometimes in book you will get the story that this was the girl and that was the boy, and you will get something, but in the books it is not written the moral, because you have to find yourself the moral, because you are reading that, right? You are reading and someone is listening. Okay, so great. So what are the things which you have to prepare for the story? Elements are the outlines, the plotting, the order, the proportions, the dialogues and the languages, the tones, the characters, the setting off, and the moral are some of the important things you have to do in the story. You have to write these things in the story. Okay, take a screenshot of it also. Now let's talk about the guidelines of the good story. Now if you're writing a story, you should have a guideline. According to that, the rules you will get, and according to that, you will make the story, right? So the first one of them is a prepare the outline. Once again, so if you are preparing the outline, once again I am telling you that if you are going to prepare the outline, you are going to get what? You are going to get the what type of story I should make. Okay, so that we have to first of all prepare the outline of the story. Okay, the second thing is about the introduce a plausible, means you have to not introduce Ram, Sham, Gita, Sita, and every 1 or more 100 people you will add on the story. You should have a plausible characters as you can, and each character should have the equal dialogues and equal languages. Okay, clear? This is so much important thing. Okay, so you have to introduce a plausible characters in it. Sometimes if you can see that we are having a story of the circus club. Okay, you have to write, so we'll get the Rita, Geeta, Sita, Shyam, Ghansham, and we will get so many other people, right? So means according to that, their dialogues are also, means they are also having a equal dialogues also, right? If you will say that Geeta is here, they will say hi. She will say just a hi, and many other 99 people are there. They will say hi, how are you, and they will say the big thing, and Geeta is getting only the hi. What is it? No, it is not a great thing, because this is not your good story. So you have to introduce all the plausible characters if you are narrating any story or what. Okay, clear everyone? So the third thing is that about to use a language. Now if you will use the big words which we are not using daily, and sometimes what happens, the reader who used to read the story, right? Some may you ask that what is the meaning of naturality? What is the meaning of that? If you are going to write those words, in the story, if the listener doesn't know that, if the reader is saying, and reader itself don't know that what is a story, the word call, and what is happening, what will happen? You have to use the languages of the daily use in the story such that the story is going to happen now. Okay, clear everyone? This way that the person should imagine the stories. You have to interlink the different events logically. Okay, so next thing is about the introduce a dialogue where, so sometimes what you used to do, we used to put the dialogues of the peoples which is not necessary, which is unnecessary. So you have to put the dialects of the people in the necessary ones, clear everybody? Clear everyone? Now so next thing is about the story, that in the plotting chart. So you have to use the graphic organizer to plan out your story. So this is so much important. I will tell you that this is so much important, because if you will learn the plotting chart, then you can easily make this story. So the first of all, our title comes. So what is a title? Means you have to see that sometimes outline of the story is given and you have to make the full of the story, or you have to make up the title. So you should have the correct title according to the story. So next is what? Next is the characters. First of all, after making the title, you should define what are the characters. Means you should know yourself that I will put Rita, Geeta, Shyam, Nikita and many more other students. You should have this. Means you have to make it that. Okay. So you should have the characters owned by yourself. Okay. Next we have the setting of the story. So you have to set out the story that this is the part of the Nikita, this is the part of the Shyam, this is the part of the Ram, this is the part of the Sita, this is the part of many more. Okay, so next is what to climax. Now every story should have what? Should have the climax. It is so much important, because it is so much important because the reader and the listener will get the interest in the story. Right, so everything if you will write there in the story, you will not left any of the climax. This is so much this is not a good story, right? You have to make the story so much beautiful as you can, so much interesting. So you should describe the event in the story also. You should resolution means you should have the moral in the story, and those stories should also have the theme, which is so much important. So this was what the chart of the story. Take a screenshot and this will help you so much for making it. So everyone, that's all for today's class. And you might clear all the doubts, and this session might be more interesting for you all. So till then everyone, I hope you like my today's video. So hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and also click on the bell icon. Okay, so that's all for today's class everyone. Till then everyone, bye bye.